Hey guys, what's up? It is Erin, and this is Chapter 8. Now, a quick little sad note. I heads up, this is also partial Nora cosplay, because I did not finish all of Nora in time because I have to fix a seam, and I'm at college again, so I have a colorful background. So, hello. I am mildly bitter now, but, now, I was a bit spoiled before I saw this. People in the comments were talking about Crow, and how he involved luck, and my thing with it was that I am not wording well today. So that was a little bit spoiled. I ended up not being too spoiled for it, and I saw a single pic of the spy that's later on, but I didn't put it together, and then I have some theories about that later. Hopefully I can have some more cohesive thoughts at the end of this, and this will most likely be, and by most likely, I mean definitely be shorter than last week's episode, because that was like an hour. There we go. Oh lord, I have to move my camera back over. At least I can actually be loud now because one of my roommates left. This used to feel like a fairy tale. Buffering, of course. We're just pretending we faced our world and we're on our way to a happy ending. But our sorrows, the past can hold us down. We must break free. Inside we're torn. Oh, my throat is shot. Time will mend our hearts and I have an emotion already. There's a textbook campfire. It really is. Like, goals. Campfire goals. Okay, he should not be drinking right now. Like, I realize it would dull the pain, but...
Of course we have questions. This is just a lot to take in.
That's an understatement. Especially for you, Jean. Because I know exactly what's going through your head right now.
So these maidens, they're powerful fighters.
She looks so small. Her body language is just...
Yeah.
And there are 4 of them?
Yep. Always.
Which means that whenever one of them dies, the power transfers to someone, a female, that they care about.
I wish it was that easy.
And their thoughts last.
It's a very important distinction.
Best option is someone we can trust. Regardless, their souls become combined in a way. And that's what you were trying to do to Pyrrha. The night the tower fell. You were trying to turn her into one of them.
He knows.
The previous Fall Maiden, Amber, had been attacked. She was young, inexperienced. And her assailant, who we now know as Cinder, somehow managed to steal some of her power.
So they were going to put someone even younger and more inexperienced. Wait.
Afraid that if we didn't do something, the rest would go to her as well. So you forced it on Pyrrha. We didn't force anything. We explained the situation and gave her a choice, and she chose. You were there. You heard her.
She was screaming in agony in a chamber.
That guy, Tyrion,
They all look
why was he after me?
so...
Well, you definitely painted a target. on
Silver
your back,
eyes.
What you did at Beacon. I told you having silver eyes is a rare trait. And the fact that you're someone that was able to use them seems to have upset
That's
some
what-
very powerful
Someone who's able to use them. So there are people who have silver eyes who
people know about the
aren't
silver eye.
able to use them.
Those that do aren't very happy when it surfaced. That's why I've been keeping an eye on you. Wanted to make sure you were safe. All of you.
Well, then...
Now I'm just nervously peeling the paint off my gloves.
Like that would have been way easier.
He was using you as bait. Look, I wouldn't put it like that. It's complicated.
What is all of this? Ruby's being hunted. The schools are being attacked. All for what? What is the point of all of this? Will you just tell us what's going on?
Would you sit down? You're
Yes,
stressing me out.
we know what questions he's asking there. That is one part, what is going on? And that is one part, why, what did she die for?
Super religious these days. This world's been around for a long time. long enough that people had created dozens of gods.
Makes sense.
But if you believe Ozpin, 2 of them are actually real.
Story time with Crow.
Brothers. The older sibling, the god of light, found joy in creating forces of life. Meanwhile, the younger brother, the god of darkness, spent his time creating forces of destruction. As you can imagine, they both had pretty different ideas about how things should go.
It's almost like yin and yang, but not quite.
His days creating water, plants, wildlife. And at night, his brother would wake to see all the things that the elder had made and become disgusted. To counteract his brother's creations, the god of darkness brought drought,
Could-
fire, famine.
Could he
All
not
that could
kill
do
his
with
brother?
the remnant life. Life always returned. So one night, the younger brother went and made something. Something that shared his innate desire to destroy anything and everything.
Grim.
The creatures of Grimm.
You guessed it. The older brother had finally had enough. Knowing that their feud couldn't last like this forever, he proposed that they make one final creation.
That makes it seem like the
Something
older
they
brother
could
was
both be
stronger.
proud of. Their masterpiece. The younger brother agreed.
Albeit begrudgingly, I'm gonna guess.
This last great creation
Dust?
would be given the power to both create and destroy. It would be given the gift of knowledge so that it could learn about itself and the world around it. And most importantly, it would be given the power to
But-
choose. To have free will to take everything it had learned and decide which path to follow.
But mankind.
The path of darkness.
But Salem said otherwise.
That is how humanity came to be.
She says that mankind, he was born from dust.
What does that have to do with us?
Well, that's the kicker.
Relevant, Ren.
Four gifts to mankind: knowledge, creation, destruction, and choice.
Choice.
Just metaphorical. Each
Knowledge,
of them is
creation,
a
destruction,
special
and choice.
performer, left behind by the gods before they
Oh,
abandoned
shit.
them. And each of them is extraordinarily powerful.
That is some
When we're to collect all
Avatar
the
Dragon Age bullshit. I can't think of exactly what this is.
and it's exactly what the enemy wants.
Fuck.
The Huntsman Academies were created to train generations of humanity's protectors, but they also serve another purpose.
Fuck, did they guard them?
The relics. When Ozpin's predecessor founded the schools, he built them around the relics to act as a fortress.
Of course.
Not only would they be easier to defend,
They're constantly surrounded by huntsmen.
they were surrounded by trained warriors. The hope was that hiding the relics would keep mankind from using them against itself. And of course,
And they could be eventually forgotten by time,
reach.
which they had been. But how does
So yeah,
Salem know?
there's that.
There's that?
Her. You mean Salem?
They finally know who she is.
Not much is known about her, and quite frankly, that's not what matters.
That's
What
interesting.
matters right now is that she wants the relics. And if she gets them, it's not going to end well.
Blake? God, I love her hair in this.
You can always go in and say hi.
I don't want to bother him.
A father's never too busy for his
She's so scared.
Not all of my friends would agree with you on that.
Looks at Weiss.
Here.
What? Where are you going?
You've never been very talkative, but that boy you brought home loves to run his mouth. I want to hear more about the adventures of Team Ruby.
She's shaking, sweetie.
Hey, Dad.
Blake, well, this is a pleasant surprise. Please, come sit. Don't worry, I've got it. Sit down, sit down.
I don't want to keep you with your...
Nonsense. I've been cooped up in here all day. You still take sugar, right?
Oh, actually,
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh, here, take this one.
No, really, it's no big deal.
You sure?
Coming home for Christmas break, be like, and I'm still shedding pink paint. That's nice. Thanks, Nora.
Might want to let it cool.
Cat got your tongue?
Right.
Okay, that's actually relevant. I've burned myself on tea like 800 times recently.
So, is it warm in Vale? It just seems like your outfit doesn't cover very much.
It covers plenty.
Classic.
I mean, a little more armor might help, don't you think?
I'm fine. I don't need armor. I can look after myself.
That's not what he was saying.
I know you can. I'm sorry.
Why? Why would you say that?
Papa Belladonna, what the fuck did you say?
What did I say?
How can you still love me after what I did?
Blake.
It's a version of
And I will
all our
always
days.
love you.
You were right. I shouted at you and yelled at you, but you were right. I called you cowards.
It's okay.
I
White
should have
Fang.
left the White Fang with you and Mom. I should have listened to you, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Blake, it's fine. We never held anything against you, and I never feared you would fail. The only thing I ever feared was that you would fall down the wrong path. And I am so proud to see you haven't.
But I did. It was...
And you pulled yourself out. You came back. There aren't many who possess that kind of strength, and even fewer that have the courage to face their demons again. Vale, Mountain Glen, Beacon. You confronted the White Fang time after time.
I didn't do it alone.
You never have to.
No, you didn't. Which is why I wanted to ask you. Why did you leave Vale? Why did you leave your friends behind?
Adam.
Son?
Oh, whoa! This isn't the bathroom! I'll just be going. Sorry to interrupt this tender family moment.
I really don't like you.
Don't blame me there.
So let's say we believe all of this. There really is this crazy evil being behind these attacks, not just some thugs trying to become powerful. Why doesn't the world know? Why isn't Atlas going after them, or Mistral?
There's someone who had
Why
a...
are we in more of a hurry to get to Haven? Shouldn't we be getting them a message? What if they're next?
The headmaster over there saw what happened.
Oh, I have this on the wrong arm. Oops.
He's not dumb. He'll be on his guard. Besides, it takes time to mobilize forces like that. Do you really think they planned out that attack on Beacon overnight?
They could have planned them out all at
To
once.
your question,
No, they couldn't
it's
have.
the same reason we keep quiet about the maidens.
Panic.
The whole world knew about the relics, about Salem. It would be chaos.
Which leads to more
Another
Grimm.
great war on our hands, and this time you'd have to fight.
Even beyond humans fighting each other. Grimm.
Look, I had the same questions too. But old Ozpen always put his foot down. We can't cause a panic. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that.
That's not necessarily a good thing, Crow.
She works from the shadows, using others to get what she wants. So when it comes time to place the blame, we can only point at each other. She's trying to divide us.
Roll credits. There goes her theme.
So far, she's done a pretty damn good job.
All right. So what should we do?
I don't really know. Ozpin has put a lot of trust in the headmasters. Like I said, the
Probably
school's
too
an
much.
important part of stopping Salem. Atlas is going to be on high alert after the last attack, and Vacuo is...
Vacuo?
Vacuo.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to hire thieves and scoundrels to fight against other thieves and scoundrels.
That is true.
Take that. Add in the fact that Cinder and her crew claim to be from Haven. And I think it's likely the next target. So, we're on our way to the headmaster. Haven't heard from him in a while, even before the attack.
That's concerning.
I'm hoping he has the answers.
Choice. What?
All right. I think it's time you kids got some sleep.
Uncle Crow,
Yeah?
this is a lot to take in.
Understatement.
Sounds crazy, but I'm willing to do whatever I can to help. Because I trust you.
Guilt trip, guilt trip.
Why couldn't you trust
There it is.
me? Why couldn't you just travel with us instead of all of this secrecy and...
Look, this has nothing to do with trust. It's a long story, okay?
Seriously? Now you're tired of telling us stories?
Can't blame her there, Crow.
But you know the crows are a sign of bad luck.
Yep. The murder of crows.
But it's how I got my name. You see, some people can absorb electricity, and some people can burst into rose petals. And some people are just born unlucky.
Wait, so that's not his semblance then?
The semblance isn't like most.
Oh, it is.
It's not exactly something I do. It's always there, whether I like it or not.
Haunted.
I bring misfortune.
But
I guess you could call me a bad luck
but
charm.
that's how he got his name.
Comes in real handy
That's-
when fighting an enemy. But it makes it a little hard on friends.
That makes more sense. Okay. Wait,
You were just a real bundle of help, aren't you?
but that's why
Yeah.
he was so far behind Amber, because he didn't want to,
Where are you going?
he wasn't going to be with them because
Taking a walk.
you're going to rip your stitches.
There's nothing else you want to tell us?
Raven?
Not tonight.
That's another fairy tale. Fitting. She wa-
No
Yes.
privacy, no respect for
Thank you.
I'm sorry, okay? Ow! I'm sorry!
Okay, you deserve that, son. Let's be honest here.
I needed to find you to talk to you.
Then knock on the door.
what could be so important.
I was talking to your mom and she said something weird about the White Fang.
Oh, Lord.
Stopping you right there.
But
I told you. I'm not here to fight the White Fang. I'm not here to fight anyone. I'm here to rest, to figure things out, and to see my family.
How long has it even
White
been
Fang
since then?
members don't wear masks in Menagerie. But I saw one at the
But-
market yesterday. I even got a picture.
Son,
Look, I'm trying to help.
I don't want your help.
That is a reoccurring theme with you. You don't want help. Not from Yang. From anyone. What the fuck? Okay, you are there. That looks like Raven's mask, but pointy. Horns? Okay, that was a thing. And that is a chameleon ponytail. That is...
Ninja?
A spy.
But why would...
Why would you have horns? Do chameleons have horns?
What's happened?
The White Fang is evil. I totally called it. And I'm bringing your daughter back.
Okay, that's when you tell her that there was a white bank spy. It is literally 3 words, son. It is 3 words that would clarify that entire situation. 3 words. And I accidentally paused it again.
We should probably get moving.
Just let me sleep in my armor, guys. Don't worry about me. I can't. No, I wouldn't judge. I would too. I would. Oh no. Oh no. And shoes? Really? You sleep in your shoes? Did you tear your stitches, you motherfucker? Why is it? Oh my god, it's not red. It's not red, I knew it!
That's unfortunate.
Really? That's all you have to say for yourself is that's unfortunate. God damn it. Ah. I knew it was purple. God damn it. Okay. Well, he looks so sad in that concept art, and I low-key really want that tea set. Not gonna lie. So seeing that, Crow's fresh in my mind, so I guess I'll go over that now, but I think that Tyrion's venom isn't quite like regular scorpion venom in that, you know, it's somewhat of a paralytic and somewhat of a neurotoxin. It looks like it could be even more ingenious, because we know that at that point, they both had lost their auras. Both of their auras were completely gone. That's how Crow got hurt in the first place. But what if Tyrion's poison prevented your aura from healing again? Shit, that was the significance of him looking at his hand the first time, because it was red. It was blood. That wasn't blood. Shit. Because his goal was to get Ruby, so sting her, paralyze her, bring her back to Salem. But it's easier to do that if your opponent's not going to magically regain their aura and be able to heal from whatever damage you inflicted immediately. So if you're able to stop that process, that would be very beneficial, which if he's able to do that, that would make sense. And at the same time, that was purple. That's unfortunate. You don't... Really? What is, like... Crow is a walking series of unfortunate events. That's what he is. God damn it. And... I was peeling the paint off of my gloves. I was stressed. So Tyrion's venom is his poison, whatever it is, the scientific term is. I go to art school. I don't know. It's definitely affecting him. So they need to find him help. So Jean, I realize you're upset at him, but this is the time to use whether your passive semblance or your ability to heal people or buff people or whatever it is, this is the time to use it. Even if you're currently pissed at the guy. Which brings me to my next point. He finally understands. Everything about his last days with Pyrrha makes sense to him now. Because he finally knows. They know about the maidens and Amber and Pyrrha and their plan for her. And so does Ruby and Nora and Ren. But Jean understands what he did. He feels guilty for what happened. Because he said, you made her do this. And Crow said, no, we gave her a choice. And she accepted it. You saw that. But he knows Crow wasn't there for their conversation. He wasn't there when he found Pyrrha laying against the wall of the building with fall leaves around her on the verge of tears, asking for as much clarity as she could get from him without being able to tell him anything. Suddenly, he understands the meaning behind her question, the do you believe in destiny? The what if you could somehow fulfill your destiny in a single moment but at the cost of who you were? He finally understands. And it adds something new to this. He may not have been processing his grief positively, but he had started processing it. But when your whole perception of it changes, that kind of can set you back to square one. That's why she ran away crying. That's why she was ready to fight by his side, by Nora and Ren, and fight with them against everything that was going on, even though they were completely oblivious. And then when Ozpin showed up, she left. That was why she looked so crestfallen when he appeared. That was why she felt like she had to do it, and he understands. Nora and Ren and Jean, they all understand now. They understand why they lost a member of their family. Beyond just casualties of war. Nora and Ren are orphans. They finally found a family. They had a new family at Beacon with their whole team. And they lost someone again. And they still had Jean. They were like, hey, you know what? This hurts. It happens again and again. And it's shown throughout the course of the entire show so far. With Jean just, I'm tired of losing people. If you're tired, imagine Nora and Ren. And they finally understand why they had that conversation. Why she was having so much trouble during the fight with Penny. Why she was besides shock, why she was willing to sit down as a Nevermore just appeared in front of her. All of it. They understand now. And he's pissed. And I can't blame him. Speaking from personal experience, it's like when you're in a relationship and you end on mutual terms. You're like, okay, this is over. We're still, we won't talk much, but, we're still cool. This didn't end badly. And, you start getting over it. Yeah, it sucks. And yeah, you're emotional. And then you find out a couple months after, when you're pretty much over it, that the reason that person was okay with ending it was because they had been cheating on you. It's like that. It makes the wound fresh again. It's clear his wound from all of them. They don't have scars from Beacon. They have injuries and deep cuts that are not even close to healing. And for all of them, but especially Jean, it was like having rubbing alcohol poured on top of it. And yes, it's possibly disinfecting it, but at the same time, it hurts like a bitch. And it stings and it dissolves whatever scab you had started to develop, to keep this metaphor going. But of course he can't trust Crow. He couldn't trust Ozpin, who was there from the beginning. He was the teacher at Beacon, and he probably feels like if he didn't feel responsibility for what happened to Pyrrha before, he does now. And I think that's one of the things that just kind of really hit me in this episode. Because she did it, yes. She went through with her line, if you believe this will help save humanity, I will become your fall maiden. She most likely wouldn't have gotten to that point or wouldn't have been so willing to do it if not for Jean Arc. That one line, just the Pyrrha I'd know would never back down from a fight, would never stop at an opportunity to help people. He didn't know. He said the right thing at the wrong goddamn time. And now he knows that. And now they know about Salem, and Ruby has trusted this man all of her life, and suddenly she feels like she can still trust him, but with more caution. I think Ren only said 2 things that whole episode. That's pretty. And Nora, it's like, that's a long story. Now you're tired of telling us stories? Really? After all of this? After you tell us the reason why she died? The reason why Beacon was attacked? The reason why Tyrion is chasing after Ruby? Now you're tired of telling us stories. Really? Really? I'm actually kind of surprised because I did get confused. I thought that Crow's semblance wasn't being bad luck. I thought it was just unlucky, but I guess his semblance is misfortune, which is kind of a bummer. But that begs into the question, what is his ability to turn into a crow? Are they like, oh, they're probably related. Because he can turn into... Okay, that makes sense. But the way that he phrases it, it's how I got my name. That implies that he wasn't born with the name Crow. Like, if you see a fetus, you're not going to be like, that is one unlucky kid. Like, just stop right off the bat. Like, my best guess is that he and Raven were orphans. They were taken in by the tribe. And with knowledge of what they could do and their semblances and how it affected them, Crow and Raven. Misfortune and good luck. they were probably taken in by the chief of the tribe. And that's partially why Raven was so offended when he left, because they took them in when no one else would. They were their family because their true family had abandoned them or died. That's why she felt so betrayed by him. And Blake, god damn it, she left her home with spiteful words and calling her family cowards. And after everything that happened, even they ended up being right, but she thought that they wouldn't love her. And it's... the parallels in the season between Blake and Weiss have been particularly interesting, because they've always been characters that very much foil each other. That's just kind of been their nature. But more so in the season, you can kind of understand why, because we're meeting their family. And Blake, she yelled and she screamed and she insulted her parents and she ran off with the White Fang. But she came back and they understood and they welcomed her back. And yes, they still saw her as their little kitten Blake. Her dad still put sugar in her tea without thinking for a second that maybe she doesn't do that anymore. And it's that awkward period of trying to see what is there of the person you raised and what is there that they have raised themselves. It's like coming home after a long break at school. It's kind of like, it's seeing someone you know, but at the same time they're like a stranger because they've changed so much. And so you instinctively want to do things you used to do, but you have to take into consideration that things have changed. Someone has grown up or matured or moved on. And after everything she did, her family was ready to welcome her back. A family of high standing and with the supplies to make sure she had a perfectly comfortable life. Whereas Weiss, she left politely. Granted, it was a bit of an FU to her father, but she left politely. And she came back and wasn't entirely the girl she was when she left. She wasn't a figurine doing a pirouette in a music box that Jacques could open and close. And she was punished for that. Whereas Blake's parents are trying to accept it and learn who she is now. Learn about the adventures of Team RWBY. Learn who her friends are, why she left them behind. They've always been such great foils for each other, and it's very interesting to see it continue, especially when they're so far apart. So I'm really glad we got to see them, even if this episode didn't quite flow as well as the past ones did, I think. That's just partially because there was so much exposition. And so there's destruction, creativity, knowledge, and choice. I am not going to lie, when they brought up construction, when they brought up creation, my first thought was the Resurrection Stone in Harry Potter. And I know people in the comments are like, let go of Pyrrha, she's dead, but let me dream, okay? Maybe somehow they could, I don't know. Like, RWBY hears phrases she shouldn't be able to hear. If you're halfway down the building with the wind rushing in your ears, you're not going to hear her quietly whisper, "Do you believe in destiny?" You're not going to hear that, but she heard it in her dream conversation she couldn't have heard. I don't know. But I'm wondering which one each school had. I want to say that Mistral has choice. I don't know what it is that's giving me that idea, but I feel like Mistral either has choice or creation. I want to say Vacuo has destruction. Because it would make sense if they're so powerful they would create a surrounding aura that would influence the surroundings. If Vacuo has destruction that would help explain why there's so much criminal activity, why everything has been destroyed in the process of getting the resources. And then if Atlas had knowledge, burdened by the weight of the world, by everything that they know, Atlas has that huge tower that connects everything and has hordes of informations in the communication towers, and Mistral would have choice. That would make so much sense, because Mistral, you have the arts practicing and the wonderful world of Mistral that is the life that the upper class people live, where it's wonderful and peaceful and it's beautiful, and you live by the sea and there's ships and boats in the sky, ships and planes, and it's gorgeous. You can choose that life, or you can choose the thievery and the assassination. You can choose the light or the dark, which would leave creation for Beacon. The creation of the story, I don't know, I'm a little stumped there, but it's definitely something I'm going to think about. The spy, the spy, okay, so there are horns. Do chameleons have horns? I don't know if they have horns. I would Google it, but my phone is dead, and I can't really use my watch. So, that ponytail, I'm assuming it was a ponytail, was very much like the chameleon tail, and so I think they do. So if you're a faunus who has natural abilities to be stealthy and roguelike and mysterious, you're gonna be a spy. Like, they could be leading, there's a couple possibilities. And I just got even more pink on my pants and trying to get it off, so bye gloves. There's two possibilities. It could be just getting information for Adam, but it could also be a bait. Because Blake would know. Blake would know that they'd be sending spies and scouts, but she doesn't want to fight them, so she'll see where they're going, stop them from spreading the information, and she'll be like, I'm not fighting the White Fang. I'm not. I'm here to rest and see my family. She's made that perfectly clear. Sun is not entirely the best at respecting those wishes. My best bet is he will continue to hunt down the White Fang and a little bit poke around for trouble. And if he gets captured, like hell, Blake is going to lose another spunky blonde friend. So I think that's definitely a possibility, which is kind of concerning. And then I think in the next episode, we're finally going to see Salem again and addressing what happened with Tyrion. But I'm very excited. If that does happen, I'm very excited to see Watts' face. Because, the ranking was Watts, Tyrion, Cinder, Hazel. Salem at the top, of course. But for Tyrion to be like the second in command and have him get his ass whooped, Watts, who was like, you were beaten by a girl, Cinder, you were killed by a 6-year-old, chill. He'll be forced to eat those words, and that I'm very excited to see him have to digest his own ego. It pleases me immensely. But I just clapped paint. So I think that's probably all for this week. Sorry if I wasn't able to go into as much in detail. This is notably shorter than last week's, thankfully, like by a solid 15 minutes. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Question for this week. What do you think will happen to Crow? Ominous finger. Dr. Horrible fingery thingy. There we go. But yes, thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, live your life. Have a wonderful day. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday and a wonderful new year. Oh, quick thing, please avoid spoilers. I almost got spoiled a couple times for this episode in the comments for last week's. So if you guys are going to post spoilers, can you just put like 6 enter spaces and then the spoiler? Because that way YouTube will like do a cutoff so I don't accidentally get spoiled. Dear Lord, I can't speak today. But that would be appreciated. Otherwise, I love reading your guys' comments. You guys are so sweet. And thank you so much for 3K. I realize I keep missing the milestones. I was like, I need to plan something for 2K. I was like, oh my god, I hit 1K. Gotta do something. In the time I was planning for that, I hit 2K. And then I was planning for 2K and I hit 3K. So I'm really trying. And I am going to be putting up my Volume 3 reactions eventually. I apologize in advance for the horrible quality. And I will be having like a side-by-side what my previous reaction was and what my current reaction is. Because they are very different. And I'm thinking about doing a Q&A, so if that's a thing, you guys should send me questions that you would like me to answer in the description. Well, not the description, because I write the description. In the comments section, or on Twitter, and I will answer them eventually. You guys can find out anything you need to know. And make sure to tune in on Vitalcast on Friday, because we will not be talking about this current episode, we will be talking about Chapter 9. But something ominous to keep in mind is that RWBY's normally 12 chapters, and this is Chapter 8. There are going to be 13 chapters in this instance, but either way, things are setting up for things to get real. I think Adam won't show up till closer to like 10 or 11, But if the spy is leading Blake to him or doing stuff, I think he's going to be rearing his ugly head. Ugh. I also think hopefully we can see Yang next episode. We haven't seen her in a little bit. We haven't seen her since since you put on the arm. Yeah, we haven't seen her since then. So I wonder what has transpired since then. All right, I keep rambling. So see you guys in the next video. See ya.